minutes or something, 2 minutes late. I said that I would go live at 4 p.m. CEST, and here we are. I want to chat a bit while I knit, talk about a new design that I designed and is going to be tested. It's not yet released. I hope it will be released at some point, but who knows? So, where is oh my goodness, I think he's in the car. No! Sorry. I think I left one of my knitting projects in the car, the knitting project. Today has been quite intense. We still have we have new problems in the house. The pressure of the water tank is too high, so it's been a mess. The system almost exploded, and the plumbers wouldn't come. They want to come next week, and we're like, we need water for the next 3 days. How do we function? I mean, we can still function. We did function in the past, but the house was set in a different way. Anyhow, let's talk about knitting, shall we? But yeah, I started saying that today we were away searching for different components, plumbing components, and I was like, I'm gonna bring my knitting project because I don't understand the majority of the things that are happening, even though then I understood, but I was like, in case things get too long, like the process is too long, I can knit in the car. And so I brought my knitting project in the car, and now it's there. But yes, let's talk about knitting, because I want to share something that I've been designing and is what I'm currently wearing right now. And this is a little shrug that I designed. I'll share a proper video of me wearing it, because now I'm just sitting here and I don't know if you can see much, but it has this really juicy sleeves, and it's kind of like a cardigan-ish, but it's a shrug. Hello, ciao, Gaia. Gaia said, it's so beautiful. Does it have a name yet? I think I'll call it Artemisia shawl or shrug, because in the pattern that I've written has 2 options. You can decide to seam. You basically knit it flat like a shawl, right? And then you can decide to do just minimal seaming, and you seam this 2 ends together to create the sleeves, and this too as well, and you're done. It's really minimal seaming, but I think it makes a difference if you want to have these juicy sleeves. Otherwise, it has pretty much the same shape, but it's just like a shawl, right? It's kind of like a U-shaped shawl. And yeah, so I designed two options in the same pattern. And yeah, I called it Artemisia shawl. Artemisia is a genus of plants that I really love. One of my favorites is mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris. So I decided to call it Artemisia shawl or shrug. And I'm really excited, actually. I'm really excited to put out in the world a design of mine, even though I'm not a good designer, meaning that I'm a pretty wild creator. I love to, or crafter or knitter. I'm not really precise when it comes to sizing, when it comes to positive ease, how much positive ease, how much, like the gauge swatches and all of that. So the pattern, yeah, it required some brain power, but it was nice to write it down, and I hope someone will test it. I'm in contact with some people who probably want to test it. They contacted me on Instagram, and I said that I was really really honored, and I would like to to see if they I need to give them more information, so of course, like the yard age and all of that. Thank you, Gaia, grazie. So yes, and I'm currently knitting another one with a fingering weight yarn, even though, to be honest, this is considered kind of light DK way, I guess. But this is the yarn that I use, and it's the Natura by Laine du Nord. Laine du Nord, I think, is an Italian brand, and this is a 55% hemp and 45% cotton. And it's actually a really nice yarn. It's very similar to a cotton yarn, but it has that kind of sturdiness that hemp has as well in terms of the final fabric and resiliency of the of the fabric. Excuse me. And so this is what I used. And sorry, Mickey is here. He's charging his phone on the floor. But yes, it's been working a lot. It's been crazy, and we've been working together with this, emergency problem with the plumbing system. But anyhow, it's a really nice yarn. I think I'll recommend it in the pattern. And the other yarn that I'm using is a more fingering weight yarn, and it's a merino yarn. And this design is supposed to be, I think it's nice because you can use it all year around. You can use it in the winter on top of like a nice sweater, because it has these juicy sleeves, or as a shawl. And you can use it also in the summer because it has that breeziness, let's say. And so I'm using this beautiful yarn now. I wish I had the project here, but going to the car now, I mean, it's really close. It's here, but it's better to chat. Otherwise I'll have to stop the live and start again. But yeah, the yarn that I'm using, I think I have the label. Yes. This is the yarn that I'm currently using, Cozy Posy Yarn Co. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn by Antonella. And this is the organic merino. I don't know if you can see much. Organic merino, non superwashed, 100% fine organic merino, and it's 100 grams and 438 yards. So it's a fingering weight yarn. Whereas this, it's 100 grams and I think 225 something meters. So it's kind of like DK, but I feel like light DK because I've used DK weight yarns that are a bit thicker. But yeah, I will consider it DK. And yeah, this one is a 4-ply fingering weight, and the gauge is very similar because it's an all over lace pattern, and so it's like if you use the same needle size, it really slightly changes, but it's pretty similar to this one. And the gauge, I think, is 18 stitches in pattern, which is also a bit difficult to calculate, but ciao mamma, there is my mom watching. Ciao mamma. Hello, what are we making? We're not making anything today. I forgot my project in the car. It's been an intense day. Hello. Okay. So hello, good morning. Where are you watching this from? So yes, that's what has been happening in terms of knitting. I've been focusing on this and getting it done, and then I was like, you know what, I really like this pattern or this design that I created. Let me just write it down. And it was actually very similar to like the, sorry, it wasn't actually very similar. The I just blacked out. But the all over lace pattern that you can see here is the same as the Akina poncho by a German designer, but it's a very different pattern. It's completely different. You could put them together and see. But yeah, I kind of stole the stitch pattern from that design, and it's not a stitch pattern that designer invented. It's a stitch pattern that is available everywhere. Like, it's kind of like garter, right? You can use it in different designs, but it's not actually like garter. It's a bit more, it's a bit different, right? It's a bit more intricate, but it's actually very simple for row repeat. It's like yarn overs and knit, slip, slip, knit, and then slip the 2 stitches together, something like that. It's very simple, super simple. I've been knitting this and watching movies and stuff, and I haven't messed things up. It's really like a repetitive stitch pattern. I'm watching from the smallest state in US, Rhode Island. Wow. What's the name of the state? I'm sorry, I don't really know geography of the US. Watching from Montana, but always in garden or working lately. Wow, me too. Yeah, such a gift. Yeah, it's actually, yeah, I was doubting. I was like, it's not a really, you know, simple design in terms of like the static of it. Or like, it's not like a stockinette shawl or a stockinette sweater, or it's not like a very petite knit kind of design similar to that Nordic designs. It's actually something be, you know, it has a specific romantic nature inspired style, so maybe it's not for everyone, but I like to see where it goes, and if people would like to knit it at some point. The Akaria said, where are you from? Are you fond of surfing? I'm from Italy, and I think I've surfed once, but I'm not good. I don't know how to surf. I've done it once in the north of Spain, but no, not good. I'm gonna drink this. I put it in this. This is not the right label. This little bottle, but this is elderflower juice, and I made 4 bottles, 1.5 liters bottles of elderflower juice, and they've been delicious. I want to make more, but yeah, I haven't really had the time to make more. I will this week, by the end of the week, on Sunday. By the end of Sunday, I want to make more elderflower juice, because Mika really likes it, and it's such a simple recipe, and it's really refreshing. So yes, another thing about knitting, I am unraveling the Gucci garter. This Gucci garter top is too small. I mean, I think I had to, before unraveling, I should have blocked it and tried it on again, but I'm not sure I like it, so I want to knit like a simple stockinette camisole with this yarn that is actually I thought about making a sample of this pattern with this yarn. It's a cotton merino by Drops Design, and it's a DK way yarn that has like 50% cotton, 50% merino. But I don't know if I want a white version. Maybe I do. Who knows? The other version that I'm making is in this color Planter, which is kind of like a red rust color. So Gaia said you have to come to Mallorca sometimes so that we can go in the woods looking for wild plants that you know of. Aha, I'm so ignorant on that. No, you're not. Like the majority of us that don't know anything about plants, and I know very little compared to, you know, the average person. I know a little bit more than some people and less than others, and I started somewhere, and if you're interested you can start somewhere too, but I will come to Mallorca at some point. I would gladly come and have some vacation. Do you sweeten the elderflower juice? Yes, I always put some cane sugar or white sugar or honey. I put it just once because it's a bit too expensive um, to put tons of honey, but I like to have it quite sweet. Then I can add fresh water, you know, I can kind of water it down a bit, but the sugar will preserve it better. Like, so if you sweeten it, it will last longer. But in this batch, and that was actually a suggestion, a tip from a friend of mine nearby. He said to add a little bit of citric acid. So I've been adding like 2 spoons of citric acid in the entire batch, which is like 6 liters, I think he was. Something like that, I don't remember exactly. Gaia said, you will always have a bed and a car to move around if you come. Thank you so much. I mean, I love to walk, but I would love to be hosted as well. I want to show you something that Gaia made me. Voila. So Gaia made me, sometimes she does pottery, right? Gaia, am I wrong? and she made me this gorgeous little cup that unfortunately got broken during the shipping. Now the little plant is falling. Put a little plant, so it's like she's peeking out, but she doesn't seem super happy to be here actually. Need to, wow. She made me this beautiful cup, and it broke during shipping because the shipmen, how do you say, the couriers are not really nice around here. And I decided to use epoxy glue, and I fixed it. And now I'm using it as a plant pot, and I love it. I think I'll put this little guy in another one and add another succulent. And she wrote, living wild, living free. And it's always there on this beautiful furniture. Voila. Okay, then I'll put it better. So, yeah, Gaia makes beautiful things. She's not only a knitter and probably something else that I don't know, but she's also a ceramic artist. Exactly. Oh, I just had a thought to add it to sparkling or mineral water for a spritz, or add it or add a dash of limoncello. Yum. Yes, you can experiment a lot. Last year, I even made elderflower syrup, which is basically elderflower juice, but with a lot more sugar. So it really is really sugary, and you always have to water it down. That's also an option. How do I remove some people from this chat? Maybe by pressing remove. Add user on the channel. There are some people that need to be removed. No, sorry. Okay. Time to block some people. Yeah, I'm trying to block them, but thank you, Gaia. She reported them. Some spammers. But yes, so I was talking about this before the knitting, and yeah, that was a whip. Now it's no longer a whip. It's a fogged, basically, garment. So what I'm working on mainly is this this shrug or shawl. And I decided to put, because it was opening a lot, so I decided to put this this little button here, and it's about 25 centimeters from the corner, from the bottom left corner on the left side. Okay, and you don't need to create buttonholes because it's full of holes, so you can just like button it up in any of the holes. I chose one specific that got a bit bigger, but it's fine. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm designing things. Okay, thank you so much for reporting, people. This should be a trusted and safe space. So we ignore, but we also report, and we block if we can. I try to block them, but the only option that I have is here is either remove the message or hide user on this channel. So I've been hiding them. So yes, that's what has been going on knitting wise. And I'm excited again. Shall I say it again? And maybe I'm getting a bit boring, but I'm excited to start my designing journey and to see how I can create more structure when I design something, and not be afraid of creating structure, not panic, and just use online tools and different resources to size things up. Because yeah, my main problem was grading, and in fact this doesn't have sizes, is one size, because it's kind of like a shawl. Shawls usually come in one size, and the fact that it has these massive juicy sleeves makes it, you know, wearable for the majority of the bodies. And I'm sorry if it's one size, and yeah, not completely size inclusive in the sense that it doesn't have the same, you won't have the same positive ease on, you know, all the different bodies, because if you're a bit, you know, thinner, you will have more positive ease, I guess, and if you are more fuller, you'll have less positive ease, but it's still a lot of positive ease, right? And if this pattern will get famous at some point, which I don't think so, but if that will happen, and I'll find the resources to grade it, maybe I can, and testers especially to test it in the different sizes, then I'll add that option. But for now, it's my first design and it's kind of like one size, like a shawl. Okay. Gaia is saying, how is the garden going or doing? Is doing well. It actually has been raining quite a lot, which makes me really happy, because when I plant plants, seedlings, and it doesn't rain, I have to water them, and sometimes I forget. Sometimes we have water problems, like these days, that I can't even wash my hands because we have problems. So how can I even wash or water the plants? Not wash, but water the plants. So yeah, the fact that it has been raining every other day or sometimes every day the past 2 weeks has been amazing, because then plants get all that juice in. And today I actually bought 4 pumpkin seedlings, because my seedlings, or my seeds, didn't even have the chance to germinate, because some freaking rats. Are you going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be back later.
Well done,
It's
and
going
good luck.
pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey's going to the hardware store again. We went today together, but now he's going alone to get some components that we didn't know we had to buy. But yes, some rats, I think, or mice, ate my seeds, the pumpkin seeds. They're very juicy and oily for them, and they ate them, even though I usually cover my seedlings, the ones that I know are juicy for the rats or the mice. I cover them with some plastic, but one night I forgot to cover them, and they're gone. So I was like, let me buy the seedlings, and I bought 4, I think, pumpkin and 4 zucchini seedlings. So I'm gonna plant them, and pumpkin and zucchini, we welcome them always. So let me catch up. I love it. Your knitting module is inspiring. I just started a top for the summer. What is everyone working on? That shrug is perfect for swimming, Martina. For swimming? I didn't think about that. I'm not letting go of wool yet, because when summer starts here, then it doesn't end until December. Really? That can be really nice though. But yes, and I also am looking forward, as I said, I'm knitting this shrug in or this design in this fingering way merino yarn, and I want to work with wool also in the summer, like lace way or like fingering way wool, and see if it's really warm to work on. We'll see, but yeah, I get that. If you need test knitters, I am your gal. Yes, I actually need the test knitters, so thank you so much. I will send, or maybe I'll post a post on my YouTube channel. If you're not on Instagram, I'll post a link where you fill up a form where you see all the information, and you decide if you actually want to test knit it after you read the informations about this pattern, like the gauge, the type of yarn, the needles, and all of that, and the yardage. Gaia is knitting a Moby sweater for her boyfriend and the field cardigan for her. Love both of those patterns. And you're such a generous knitter for knitting such a big project for your boyfriend. Cucita. Here we have the mama cat. Mama cat. The little kittens are growing. Exactly. So it's always raining on my day off, but it's okay. I can stay cuddle up and knit the day away. I love that. So beautiful. Gaia said, Martina versus rats, that never-ending struggle. Let's see if 3 cats will help. Yeah, I think they will, actually. It was incredible. Rats, we don't have rats in the house anymore, and that's amazing. But we have some probably in the greenhouse, because that's where I keep my seedlings. But it was amazing. I can tell you this little Mita, this little anecdote or little story. We had 2 rats in the kitchen. I mean, it's an unfinished house, you know, it's a work in progress house. There are a lot of holes, it's messy, you know. It's not like a dirty house because we don't clean. It's because it's a working site or a building site. But anyhow, we had these 2 rats. How do I know they were 2? Because Cucita helped us catching them. She didn't kill them. They managed to get inside our trash can. We have a trash can in the kitchen, like under, you know, on the floor in the kitchen. And this trash can has this flippable, can you say that, lid. And what happened is that probably the rats were really interested in the content of this trash can, and they managed to get in. And Cucita heard some movements, so she went on top. She jumped on top of the trash can during the night, and I actually heard some sound of like cat jumping around. And I was like, okay, Cucita is active. And in the morning, I found her on top of the trash can, vigilant, watching things. So she basically trapped the rats inside. The rats couldn't go out because she was on top. And then I was like, I heard some movements, and I was like, Cucita, is there someone inside there? So I got the trash can, I put it inside the car, I drove away very far, or like relatively far, and then I released. I thought it was just 1 rat, but I released 2 rats. I just released them in the wild, and they were pretty big. They were like 10 centimeters, only the body, pretty disgusting big rats. And now we don't have them in the house because Cucita, her smell, whatever, they're gone. So I really hope that the battle against the rats will be won by us and Cucita and the other cats. Someone has fallen down the ranunculus rabbit hole. I love it. Love it. In a fingering way, linen cotton blend in dandelion yellow. Wow, are you test knitting her cardigan? I've seen the cardigan, and I was really tempted, but I was like, no, I don't have the time and the effort and the responsibility to do that. But very excited to see actually your dandelion yellow ranunculus in the linen fingering way yarn. We love ranunculus, don't get me started. But yes, so that's what has been happening. I'm gonna drink more of this deliciousness. And the kittens have opened their eyes, so they're growing, and they still stay inside this cardboard box that I made for them. They're really safe in there. And Kuchita is quite active these days, and she's quite skinny. I gave her a lot of food, and she caught already 2 little mice, not rats, mice, but they were outside. She caught them outside. I saw them. I saw her in the garden. She came with the mice. She was really busy. I was like, "What's she doing?" And then she came with the mice, the dead mice, and she mouse. Sorry, 1 mouse, 2 mice. She came with the dead mouse and just left it there. And I was like, "Now you're gonna eat it." And then she ate it. Pretty gruesome, but my mom is asking to me to show the kittens. Okay, we're gonna show the kittens. So this is Cuchita. We already met her. And let's see. Cuchita, can I take one? I take one. Amore mio. Okay. Amore, scusa. I didn't want to take them, but they really walk around. This one. Hello. They start to walk around. Amore. Amore. Okay. A little dose of little kittens for you. Show kittens. Yes. Cuchita doesn't really, and she's completely right, she doesn't really like me to take them. Sometimes I take one and just pet it for a little bit, but she doesn't like that. She starts to be like brr, brr, meow, meow. So I don't do it that often, but when they will grow a bit, I'll steal them from her now and then. So they're 5, and hopefully we have 2 parents or foster parents, can you say that, for them, yeah, in a while. So yes, it's been nice to chat. I think I need to bring the dogs on a walk. They've been hanging around all day while we were away buying things for the water system. So they need to release some energies. So we're gonna go on a little hike, me and them, and maybe I'll harvest some wild rose petals, because I really would love to make like a wild rose petals syrup, which is just water, rose petals, and tons of sugar. So that's the plan for today, for the rest of the day. And then I want to wind down, cook something, even though I don't know, we don't have water. We have drinking water, so at least we have that. It's now I'm smiling, but not having water, it's not fun. Maybe I'll go to the river and wash my hands at least. But yeah, it was really nice to chat, and next time I'm gonna bring my knitting. I'm not gonna forget it in the car. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I'll post the form for test knitting this pattern. We'll see how many testers I'll pick, maybe 6 or 7. We'll see. And I'll let you know. And a video is coming out soon. Bye bye.